It's a battle of our mind in the last days. I've been on the grind trying to get mine the fast way. The love of money is the root of evil. Even if you're doing wrong, just do for your people. The problem is when the hearts of men have no oxygen and they end up with a cold heart. Gather round, all you see is hurt people throwing rocks at the church. People screaming out, there's no God, no God. It's about to be a riot. It's about to be a riot called the Coast Guard, and they wonder why I go hard. I be spitting 24 karat gold bars. I might melt it down and make a necklace. I might shit the town up, but we reckless. I might screw it up like I'm from Texas. My mother used to tell me that Jesus forgave me. I hope I'm doing right with the gift that he gave me. Right now I'm stunting in the Lexus. I know that the devil trying to test us, but you can hear all my holy confessions. Speaking out to God, hoping he can save me. I'm praying that this money don't never change me. I feel like Cinderella. Yourself, trying to find yourself, false identities, idolatries. All the money and gold won't save your soul or change the weather. Is this what you want? Cinderella. Live from the belly of the beast. Please walk lightly, survival is key. Jonah in the well, I done been through hell, recollect it well when I put my life on these beats. True story every time, every line. I know that ill glory so divine, let them shine. I know too much to say to be a mime, let them rhyme. 24 karat gold lines, I melt it down and make a bracelet. Drinking Henny straight, I never chase it. I could change the world if they embrace it. My mother used to tell me that Jesus forgave me. I hope I'm doing right with the gift that he gave me. Right now I'm stunting in the Sadies. I don't know the year, but it's the latest. They already calling me the greatest. I'm speaking out to God, hoping he can save me. I pray this notoriety don't ever change me. I feel like Cinderella. Oh Lord, I feel like Cinderella. Don't lose yourself, trying to find yourself, false identities, idolatries. All the money and gold won't save your soul or change the weather. Is this what you want?
Yeah. Yo, man. Y'all know what time it is tonight. Thank y'all for tapping in tonight. Testing. Can y'all hear me? We good? For sure. Let me turn up my headphones a little bit. Yo, I appreciate y'all for rocking out with me, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. It's your boy Ronnie Reacts. Some people know me as Ronnie Dozier. Some people know me as Worldwide Dozier, depending on what city you from, man. Shout out to all my people in Duval County, all my people up in New York, my people out in Atlanta, all my people in Cali, man. All my friends and family out there. And shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all for coming through, supporting the channel, supporting me, supporting my homie Foreign Alumni. Better believe that, man. The podcast will be back up and running later on this month, man. So we just, like I explained to y'all yesterday, we just making some changes. Just trying to make the podcast a little bit better, a little bit more investable in a sense, you know what I mean? So just bringing a little bit more professionalism. We just want to do things the right way, you know what I mean? So, but shout out to y'all, man. That song right there, that's one of my that's my song Cinderella at the beginning of the stream, man. So if y'all want to check out some of my music, man, you know I'm available on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, all of that, YouTube. You can check out some of my old music, check out some of my new music. I've been doing music for years, writing music for some of your favorite artists, working with some of your favorite producers, writing music for TV shows, all type of things, man. So been in the game for a minute, but tonight, man, we're gonna dig in a little deeper to the Deshawn Watson case. Last night, if you guys didn't get a chance to check out the stream, last night we went into a little bit of the details surrounding one of the latest lawsuits dealing with Deshawn Watson. Like I mentioned yesterday, we just wanted to it was one of those things where I really wanted to tap into that case and kind of like find out what's going on. Tonight we're gonna dig a little bit deeper. You know, we're gonna find out a couple more facts. Also, got a couple topics, man. We're gonna probably stream for about an hour and some change or something like that, man. We got Megan Thee Stallion as well, man. So she just dropped a new documentary. I wanted to check out that trailer so we can be able to kind of see exactly like what's going on from her standpoint and her point of view. I think the situation with her and Tory has left a lot of people with like opinions and has left a lot of things in the air. But yeah, man, we just want to get into some things tonight, man. Get into some things tonight, man. So like, let's get into it, man. I wanted to find if we can find this trailer. I think I found a video that was pretty decent. I think this is the one. So her new trailer is called In Her Own Words. So we're gonna check it out, man. Let's check it out and see what this is talking about.
I've decided that I am going to cancel all of my shows. I'm not having fun right now, and I don't want to do it. And I feel like, how could I be making a Stallion and I'm not having fun? Music has always been in my life. I wouldn't be here without my mom. My mama was like a gangster rapper. I was like, when I get older, I really want to be like her. That's when I really started creating Megan Thee Stallion. I'm a savage. That was when I was my happiest. And then my mama, she just passed. And I'm like, I'm in shambles. I think I really forgot who I was. And when life started getting crazy, I didn't have her.
Hip-hop star Megan Thee Stallion said that she was the victim of a shooting.
That's when I started getting the backlash. The shooting, the betrayal, I was definitely...
Just want to put this out that this is for reaction purposes only. We're not trying to, you know what I mean, get copyright
getting a little too engulfed in social media. Everybody hates me.
Damn, she thick as hell.
I had really had like a real breakdown. I think Megan Thee Stallion is trying to protect Megan P. And it's time for that part in the movie where I get up off my ass and I'll do something about it. I want people to understand how this has affected me. I want people to see how I feel. You can get help. There are people that are willing to listen. We gotta holler about it. We gotta scream about it. No matter how hard it is to be heard, you have to speak. I've been through so much. I can't give up.
She just inspired me to be the baddest bitch ever.
Damn, I be going through shit, but I'll be getting through shit.
Okay. So Megan Thee Stallion's new documentary, in her own, what's it called? In Her Words. So yeah, man, like it seems as though she is definitely coming out telling her story, telling her side of things. And you know, that case that she went through, I think it made a lot of people opinionated. It made people kind of like choose sides. I've seen a lot of people online like defending Megan Thee Stallion. I've seen a lot of people online defending Tory Lanez, you know, in that situation as well. It looks like Megan's went through a lot, man. Like coming from someone who has lost their mother, like I know that pain. It's a real pain. It doesn't go away. Like if you guys have your mom out there, let me tell you something, man. There's nothing more precious than having a relationship like with your children. But after that, like the relationship with your mom is like really like the most important thing that you can ever imagine on this earth. Because when you don't have it, when you don't have your mother around and you've had your mother in your life, I guarantee you it changes you forever. You know, there is no going back to normal, you know, and I know that she's dealt with a lot of things, you know, when it comes down to this situation with Tory. losing her mom, who seems like she was very much of an inspiration, but it seems like she was also somewhat heavily involved in Megan Thee Stallion's career, you know. And I think when you have gone through so many things, like she said, I think I like the line she said, I'm going through some things, but I get through it, or something like that. What did she say?
Shit.
Just inspired me to be the fattest bitch ever.
I like the line.
Damn, I be going through shit, but I'll be getting through shit.
Yeah, I like that line. You know, I be going through shit, but I be getting through shit. Like that's a good statement. You know, I think a lot of times people make those judgment calls before, you know, like before the facts are out about certain things. A lot of people will choose sides, especially if you're a fan of someone. If you like their music, or you like what they do for entertainment purposes, or you like them for personal reasons, you know, a lot of people will choose sides when it comes down to situations. And I think that this situation was definitely unfortunate. It does seems like I seen in one clip, right, that she mentioned that she didn't quite tell the truth on. I'm gonna see if I can find that. It's like I think she admit that she lied on well, not lied on Tory, about Tory. I can't type right now. What's going on? Let's see if we can find that. So like, okay, I think this is the one. My internet is so slow up at my office, man. I don't know what's going on with my internet, but during the day it works so good.
Daily Harvest is for the full-time
We
and
ain't
once.
doing no ass, man. Y'all tripping. All right, so let's see if we can. For reaction purposes only, man. Let's try to get to it, man. We don't want to get.
Yes, bitch, I lied to Gail King, bitch. First of all, I know that bitch. Yes, bitch, I lied to Gail King, bitch. First of all, I know that bitch was even gonna ask me about that shit. Bitch was always gonna talk about this shooting. Why'd you ask me about fucking Tory? That's not what this is about. Even if I was, I fucked this once, maybe twice on a drunk night. But you kept catching me out of my fucking mind.
And did you have an intimate relationship with him?
Like sexual?
Yeah. Did you, Megan, did you have a sexual relationship with Tory Lanez? Yes, that's my question.
I didn't have a sexual relationship with Tory.
So why do you think he's putting out the story that the two of you had a relationship and that you're making the whole thing up?
I think that he is trying to deflect from the fact that he committed a crime.
Somebody put Kevin Savage like, yeah, wow, man. Let the Godfather rest, man.
On people who are making a joke out of this.
So it says, Megan Thee Stallion said, Black women are so unprotected, and we hold so many things in to protect the feelings of others without considering our own. It might be funny to y'all on the internet, but and just another messy topic for you to talk about. But this is my real life, and I'm real life hurt and traumatized.
This situation, remarking that because she's a Black woman, people aren't taking this situation seriously. This is precisely the kind of behavior she was referring to. And well, just like that, there it is. That's all for this time, fam. Make sure to keep it.
So yeah, I mean, the thing is this, man, like, you know, I think a lot of people, you know, I've seen some things online where it's like people were like, okay, she lied about sleeping with Tory, and but then she wants people to expect that she's telling the truth about the situation. You know, I mean, from my perspective, I'll be honest, man, like, I think the question was out of line. You know, when what is her name? Gail King, I believe. When she asked the question, did you all have like a sexual relationship I don't think that's anybody's business for real, to be honest with you. And I don't think like it's appropriate for a woman to have to like explain who she's sleeping with, especially on like national television. Like this is CBS in the morning. This is every middle-aged American watching this, you know, in the morning. Like I don't think she has to explain who she's sleeping with. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of crazy. I can definitely understand her not like not wanting to tell Gayle King and America that she had a sexual relationship with Tory, especially when that wasn't like public knowledge. It seems like before that night, you know, like before that incident happened with them, it didn't seem like the world knew that her and Tory were like even close, you know, let alone like sleeping with each other. So like the question is crazy, you know, and I don't think that that should be something that is fully considered to be her making up the story. Like the story does have like a couple of different like um I guess you can say like areas like where you just kind of like what happened. You know, I think I remember like the doctor saying something, or someone said like the hospital said there was like no bullet fragments in her foot or something at one time, or it was like glass that cut her foot. But then she showed like a picture of her foot, like, so I mean it definitely seems like, I mean, you can't go to prison for shooting someone if the person didn't get shot. Like, that's crazy. Like, I think, like, they're going to do enough research to at least find out if the person was shot, if they're going to charge you with shooting someone, you know. And, you know, I'm always one of those people, like like I say, like, I try to use common sense in certain situations. I try to use logical thinking and critical thinking when like breaking down certain situations. Um yeah, with the Tory Lanez, I think it's just with this Tory Lanez Megan Thee Stallion case, man, it's just so unfortunate that like this situation happened. I was a fan of Tory Lanez music, and I was a fan of Megan Thee Stallion's music. You know, my girl, she loved Megan Thee Stallion. You know, she worked out to Megan Thee Stallion every single day. You know what I mean? So like that's on her radio and stuff. So like women really love her. Um, I think that, you know, Rock Nation has, so it did seem like Rock Nation is coming out suing people. Um, let's look into that. So it looks like Rock Nation is coming out and they're saying like they're going to sue people. Was it Rock Nation or soon blogs over Megan Lie? Let's just see that. Let's see if it says something. We can find something. So yeah, 3 days ago, let me minimize myself so I can be able to blow this up. So it looks like 3 days ago, they ran a story. Megan Thee Stallion files lawsuit against blogger Milagro Grams. Enough is enough. So let's check this out, right? So it say Megan Thee Stallion is taking legal action against blogger Milagro Grams. The rapper, legal name Megan Pete, accuses Graham, legal name Milagro Elizabeth Cooper, as of acting as an what's wrong with my cord? Of acting as an online rumor mill, churning out falsehoods about Miss Peak to her tens of thousands of social media followers. According to the legal documents obtained by Vibe, the Houston rapper and her legal team claim Cooper is a paid surrogate for Tory Lanez, legal name Daystar Peterson. In October 2020, Peterson was charged with felony assault with a deadly weapon after shooting Megan Thee Stallion in July of that year. He was found guilty in December 2022, and sentenced to 10 years in prison. For years, you and other bloggers have acted on behalf of Mr. Peterson, aka Tory Lanez, as an online rumor mill, churning out falsehoods about Mrs. Pete. to your tens of thousands of social media followers. You and other bloggers are a mouthpiece and puppet for Mr. Peterson with a vendetta against Mrs. Pete, committed to tearing her down at all costs, regardless of the truth. Details of the Grammy winners' legal team, Alex Spiro, Quinn Emmanuel, Urquhart, and Sullivan, in a letter to Cooper. Damn, they got Tory looking crazy. Tory look crazy in this photo, my boy. I don't know what in the world is what's this stuff right here, man. What's this white stuff, bro? I don't know, man. Yeah, he probably had a rough time at that time, man. The entire ordeal from the shooting to the criminal trial was marred with social media commentary and online hoopla, with Cooper allegedly using her platform to perform Mr. Peterson's public bidding to denigrate, belittle, insult, and spread false statements about Miss Pete on her online social media platforms for no other reason than to bully, harass, and punish Mrs. Pete for Mr. Peterson's conviction and to tarnish her reputation, causing emotional distress. In the legal filings, examples are listed, some with screenshots. The lawsuit details posts from as recent as Sunday, October 27th, where she falsely claimed that the firearm Mr. Peterson used to shoot Miss Pete was not produced during the trial because it was missing. Cooper is also accused of sharing a deep fake pornographic video of the rapper in June 22, claiming Megan Thee Stallion had a drinking problem despite not knowing her. She also publicly attempted to pull information on Megan's father in June 2024 and publicly demanded to know, can you even prove that you were shot? Earlier this week, despite Peterson being found guilty of the violent action. We stand with Megan. Cool. It's time to hold bloggers accountable for years of harassment, cyberbullying, and the publication of misinformation about my personal and professional life, asserts the 29-year-old in a statement shared with Vibe. I've endured countless attacks on my character based on false narratives from social media bloggers misrepresenting themselves as journalists. It's unacceptable behavior, and these individuals need to understand there will be repercussions for recklessly posting lies and defamatory falsehoods. Enough is enough, writes Megan attorney at the law firm Quinn Emmanuel. Miss Pete, a victim of a violent crime and champion of women's rights to her millions of fans worldwide, will no longer stand for defendants' campaign of harassment. So as the lawsuit became public news, Cooper took to social media to acknowledge the action against her. I've been informed that I'm being sued by Alex Spiro on behalf of his client, Megan Thee Stallion, she wrote, quoting the letter she received. The post also included a photo of Cooper. Of course, we'll chat about it, she confirms to her followers on Wednesday morning. They threw in the tape too, she wrote an additional tweet. Countersuit gonna go crazy. So it looked like she wants to go to file a countersuit as well. So, I mean, so it does seem like Megan Thee Stallion wants to be able to make sure that like the truth is being put out there. I think in a case like this, when you have people that have gone online and made claims about you, I think, yeah, it might be important to defend yourself. You know what I mean? It might be important for you to say, yo, you guys are spreading lies and falsehoods about me. Let's take it to court. You know, I do remember a recent case with Cardi B where she was there were things that a blogger, I think her name is Tasha K, like wine, like she drink wine, I think, or like it's like wine with Tasha K or something like that. So like, yeah, she made the claim pretty much that Megan, I think, no, that what was it, that Cardi B had like a STD, or she had proof that Cardi B was like cheating on Offset or something like that. Like there was some type of thing going on to where it was pretty much a lot of misinformation being spread online, you know, by this particular blogger, and they end up going to court about it, you know, and they end up I think Cardi B won like a couple million from blogger, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Hold on, let me share my screen. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that, let me see. Cardi B wins lawsuit against, I think her name is Tasha K. Okay, so it says, AI says, yes, Cardi B won her defamation lawsuit against Tasha K, a celebrity blogger and YouTube. Cardi B sued Tasha K in 2019 for defamation, invasion of privacy, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Cardi B's lawyers claim that Tasha K's social media and YouTube campaign was intended to damage damage her reputation. The campaign included videos that falsely claimed Cardi B had sex with beer bottles on stripper stages. What? That's crazy as hell. Like, if you can't prove that, why would you say that? Had herpes, was a prostitute, cheated on her husband, and did hard drugs. And the verdict was in January 2022, a federal jury awarded Cardi B $4 million in damages and legal fees. 1.5 million in punitive damage, 1 million for general damages, 1.3 something in litigation expenses, and 25,000 in medical expenses. She may have paid her medical bills, nigga. So yeah, I mean, look, to me, it seems like in this situation, you know, Cardi B said, yo, this woman spreading lies, and I can prove these things are not true, you know, pretty much. And so I think if you going into a situation and you know that a person is lying on you and you got the money to take them to court and you can prove it, why not? It kind of helps your claim. It helps what you have going on. You know what I mean? I think this helped Cardi B point out that this blogger was, you know, not telling the truth about her. So I think like Megan Thee Stallion going to court wanting to sue the bloggers, it's going to either help or hurt, you know, the situation. You know, if the blogger can somewhat come and say any of those things were true about Megan Thee Stallion, then there may be some repercussions, you know, of that publicly. But if Cardi B's lawyer, I mean, if Megan Thee Stallion's lawyers can come and say that there was nothing here, then, you know, these things are not true, then it makes, you know, the blogger look bad and it makes Megan Thee Stallion look good. You know what I mean? Like, I think people have to realize that, like, no matter how much you might be a fan of someone, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. You know what I mean? And like, the truth of the matter is, man, Tory was convicted for the crime. And it's very difficult to I guess I'm not gonna say it's difficult, but I think when you go to trial, these are 12 people on the jury that are literally listening to all of the evidence and all of the witnesses and looking at the whole case. And to be honest, I don't know all the details in the case. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know every single detail that the jury heard. I know kind of what they put out there online and some of the transcripts. You know, I read through those things earlier this year. And I think the truth of the matter is, like, it's a very difficult, it's a slippery slope for a lot of people that's trying to defend Tory Lanez, because you have to understand, man, the man was convicted, you know, and like that means 12 people decided that he did that crime, you know. And I think that's it's tough for people to hear. Like I said, I was a fan of Tory Lanez. I like his music. I think he's a pretty creative artist, but I do think that he possibly made some mistakes that night. And I do think that he was held accountable for those things. You know what I mean? I think when you're drunk and you partying, I don't think you're in your right state of mind. You know, I don't think you have full control over the atmosphere or your environment. And I think when you mix alcohol with emotions and, you know, a lot of things can transpire and mistakes can be made. Yeah, and I think it's just unfortunate for real because, you know, it didn't look like Tory was like a real bad person, but man, if you pull a gun on a woman and shoot her, man, like I don't, and the jury said that, you know what I mean? I gotta go with the jury say in a sense, man. These are 12 strangers that knew nothing about this case beforehand, sitting there and listening to all the evidence, and like they came to that conclusion. Like, so if you know, other than that, like it's kind of difficult to side with Tory on this situation. I think, you know, you have to look at the facts, man. And so yeah, man, I'm, you know, it seemed like Megan the Stallion trying to get her story out there. I'm just gonna kind of, you know, wait and see exactly what happens. I think it looks like he's trying to appeal the case as well. I think he wanted to redo the trial and wanted to what is it called? To retry the case in a sense. So yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens, man, with that. But like I say, man, that's unfortunate for sure, man. And I think people that standing with Megan, I think they should stand with Megan. You know what I mean? To be honest with you. And I think people that standing with Tory are kind of being put in this situation where it's like it's looking shaky, man. It's looking shaky for y'all, man. So you don't die on a hill. Don't die on that hill. I think it's okay for you to say and state your opinion about something, or just to state you're confused about certain things. But I think a lot of people were willing to die on that hill and say, I don't believe it, she's lying. And I think that's a slippery slope. And I think that blogger might end up understanding how slippery that slope is. You know what I mean? Because like it say here, man, Cardi B took this lady Tasha K for 4 M's, man. Like, I don't know a lot of bloggers that got 4 M's. You know, I know, you know, academics probably got 4 M's. Adam 22 probably got 4 M's. You know what I mean? But like a lot of bloggers, I don't think they got 4 M's to just be sitting around throwing money at lawsuits. Like that's crazy work. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, we're gonna get into this. One of my we're gonna get back into the Deshaun Watson case, man. So like one of my followers were telling me that it is on that timeline that we were looking at yesterday here. So on this timeline, there was a story. It looks like there's a link that goes into more details about the most recent accusation that was the accusation that was alleged in the latest lawsuit, right? So I want to go through some of those details. We went through it last night. Man, come on, man. Y'all got to get out of here with this shit. Come on, man. We are not signing up for anything. Stop it. Stop it here. So I'm just trying to find the story, man. So they just won't let me. They won't let me on this site, man. They are tripping. So let's see if we can find another link if this is not going to let us. So yeah, this says sued a woman in Harrison County sued for the 2020 incident. And so I wanted to find a link that goes into the details. Let me see if this one is it. They said it's a link. I wanted to go into, all right, man, we got to find another, these weird ass sites, man. We are not subscribing to anything y'all got going on these weird ass damn news blogs, man. Let's see if we can go on here. It's been filed. We want to get into the facts, man. We like the facts on this channel. Oh, this is a full timeline here. Okay, so we want to get into this latest case. What are y'all doing with these pop-ups, man? We want to get into the latest case that was filed this year. That's the case we want to look at. So that was, hold on, 22. We're going to find it. Yeah, we're going to find the facts tonight. That's one thing about us, man. One thing that we do on this channel is we go for the facts. Here's a timeline of the incidents alleged and their locations in the 23 lawsuits. So these are all so at a plaintiff's home, the next month, it was at a Houston spa. The next month at Watson's home. The next month at a Houston spa. 5 days later at a new use salon spa. Later at a hotel, and later at a spa in Houston. So this man was just, I mean, I'm not an NFL player, so I don't really understand. I don't know if this is abnormal activity or not when it comes down to massages, right? I think, let me see, the football season start. Okay, at this point in March. The Super Bowl is in February. So my thing is like, okay, like, let's look at this like that, because let's say you're a professional football player, right? Now, I don't think there's no sport more brutal than boxing and football. I think those are like the most brutal, physically exhausting sports that there are, right? And I think if you're going to play those sports, then you are going to have like some abnormal things that you need, and whether it's trainers, masseuse, whether it is physical therapists, whether it is nutritionists, private chefs, like you're gonna need some people and things within your circle in order to like maintain a great career. Like they say, LeBron James spends $1 million a year on his body just to maintain his body. That could be physical trainers, massage therapists, nutritionists, coaches, all type of people. I mean, that I think it does take a lot to be a professional athlete, right? So I don't know if this is abnormal activity or not, like getting this many massages. Like it does seem like from the outside looking in, it seems a little weird. Like you just keep getting massages. And I think one of the things that I don't really like in this situation is that like the Super Bowl is usually like in February, I think. Like, when is the Super Bowl? And this nigga ain't never been in the Super Bowl. When is the Super Bowl? Maybe it's February 9th, bro. So like that doesn't fit right with me. Like, so the Super Bowl is February 9th. You didn't play in the Super Bowl. So like your season probably ended around like January, December, sometime like around their time, if you didn't make it late in the playoffs. So like I understand like if it's in season, but like from March to like July, like why are you getting this many massages in the off season? Like that's kind of crazy. You got a massage May the 28th, and then you got a massage June the 2nd, and then you got a massage June the 7th. Like that's literally 5 days away from each other from May the 2nd to June the 2nd, and then that's 5 days away from each other from June 2nd to June the 7th. And then in June 2020, you got 3 massages in June in the month of June. Like that doesn't sit right with me. You know what I mean? And then this is the timeline of the incidents alleged and the location. So these are the thing about it is, are these in different places, or are these all in Houston at a home in Beverly Hills, California? So like this one was at a home, Sean Watson facing 14. So this was in California, it looks like. Another woman has filed a lawsuit against Deshaun Watson, alleging sexual harassment and assault, bringing the number of lawsuits facing the Texans quarterback to 14. The latest lawsuit was filed Monday, but was not posted on the Harris County Court's website on Tuesday morning. The lawsuit stems from an incident in July 2020 when the suit says Watson assaulted and harassed the plaintiff by exposing himself to her and touching her with his penis. The suit details an incident involving a massage therapist invited by Watson to a house in Los Angeles. There, according to the lawsuit, Watson assaulted the plaintiff by shutting the doors to the room, locking the doors, and eventually grabbing the therapist's hand and moving them towards his genitals. He then, per the lawsuit, forced her hands onto his penis to get her to pleasure him. According to the lawsuit, Watson later said, "I will not have you sign an NDA, but don't ever talk about this." The woman, per the lawsuit, was completely numb with fear at this point. As she was leaving, she felt violated, ashamed, and disgusted. The lawsuit says Watson later contacted the woman to ask if she was a travel therapist in Chicago and never brought up their previous interaction. The woman did not respond to his message. Last week, he broadly denied any wrongdoing in a statement on social media, writing in part that he never treated any woman with anything other than the utmost respect. Yeah, man. Just what's going on, man? Like that, like we mentioned last night, man. The lawsuit that happened, that was filed, the most recent one, is the one to where it's like, it's damn near like, okay, it's time to like take some type of action, right? Like, I don't think that the NFL can continue to allow this man to play in the NFL if he has these type of things on his jacket. Like, we got to get to the bottom of this. Let's click on this. The problems with the NFL Deshaun Watson investigation. Let's see what that say. This woman asked me what I was wearing. Patronizing, victim blaming interviews. The league owner media arms eager speculation on Watson's football future and inaction from the NFL as the woman who cooperated with the league investigation twist in the wind. So it says, by the time Ashley Solis met with NFL investigators via Zoom call in April, she had already cleared many of the hurdles that come with bringing serious allegations against a high-profile celebrity. The 28-year-old licensed massage therapist was the first woman to file a suit against Deshaun Watson, describing sexual misconduct by the Texans quarterback. She forfeited her privacy by naming herself even before the courts required it, opening her up to a torrent of online abuse. She also met with Houston police to file a report. Even after all of that, Solis was taken aback by questions posed by NFL investigators. This woman asked me what I was wearing, which honestly really pissed me off, Solis told Sports Illustrated in what was her first interview with the media outlet. She explained that that's something that she has to ask, which I don't believe it at all. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be wearing. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be wearing that would suggest that I don't want to put your penis on my hand. Do I need to wear a turtleneck? I understand that. I feel her on that. Like, what the hell? Regardless of what I'm wearing, I'm doing a job, and why do I have to touch your penis? Like, that don't, I don't know, while Lisa Farrell and Jennifer Gaffney, the former prosecutors who now run the NFL's personal conduct investigations, needed a detailed account of her March 2020 massage appointment with Watson. Salas says their approach left her worried my words were going to be used against me. Lauren Baxley, a 33-year-old licensed massage therapist who is also among the 22 plaintiffs suing Watson, spoke to Sports Illustrated in a separate interview, her first since filing suit. She says that Fryle and Gaffney, who asked her about what she was wearing during the June 2020 appointment with Watson, she perceived the overall tone of the lead's investigators as patronizing and victim blaming, as she said they also questioned her response to Watson's behavior, including why she froze and did not end the session. Freezing, along with fight or flight, is a common psychological response to danger. Baxley was the first of the plaintiffs to file a report with Houston police on April the 2nd, and she says she was disappointed in the NFL's handling compared with the Adult Sex Crimes Unit of Houston Police Department's Special Victims Division. My forensic interview with Houston Police Department was very respectful and trauma-informed. Baxley, let me minimize myself. I'm reading, but I don't think y'all can see it. Hold on. Okay. So Baxley believes that they were trying to trip me up. They didn't, but they were really looking for the weaknesses that they thought they could exploit. The NFL did not make Farrell or Gaffney available for interviews, saying it is in the investigators' policy not to comment during ongoing investigations. In an email, a league spokesperson wrote, "We are grateful to the women who came forward to share their experiences and how we recognize how difficult talking about these issues may be as we try to understand the facts of the matter." Rusty Hardin, Watson's attorney, did not respond to emails from Sports Illustrated requesting an interview with Watson and seeking comment on the civil suits, specifically those filed by Salas and Baxley. Hardin had previously said that all 22 plaintiffs are lying about Watson's conduct and that any sexual acts that took place during Watson's appointments were consensual. So it doesn't look like what Deshaun Watson is denying that there were sexual interactions during these massages. Like, it doesn't look like he is denying that anything happened. It looks like he's trying to say that it was consensual, right? So, that the sexual acts that took place during Watson massage appointments were consensual. So like we mentioned last night, definitely feel like there were some things going on in these massage therapist sessions. Like, there were things going on in those sessions, and my thing is these situations were investigated by the grand jury, like we mentioned, and there was no evidence to charge him with a crime. But the last one, right? This is I want to go into the details of this last Deshaun Watson case, man. Let's get into it, man. We gotta. Let me see here. We gotta find the details. So it looks like it's been resolved. New lawsuit against Deshaun Watson resolved, lawyers say. Let me zoom in a little bit. So 1 month after filing a new lawsuit, 1 month after a new lawsuit was filed accusing Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshawn Watson of sexual assault and battery. What? The case has been resolved according to the plaintiff's lawyer. We have now resolved our client's claim with Deshawn Watson. Attorney Tony Busby told ESPN Monday night on behalf of the women. The settlement is confidential. Watson attorney, hold on, I'm moving too fast. Watson attorney Rusty Hardin later also confirmed that the case has been resolved. According to the lawsuit, which was filed September 9th in Harris County, Texas, the alleged actions occurred in October 2020 before Watson and a woman identified as Jane Doe in the court filing were set to have dinner at her apartment. Watson was a member of the Houston Texans at the time. Watson denied the allegations in a statement issued by Hardin. The NFL has been reviewing the complaint under the personal policy conduct. Okay, we spoke about that already. So I want to get into the details of this case, though. See, we got to find the details, because when I researched this matter, it seemed as though this woman was claiming that there was penetration. That's the one where it really brought out a red flag. That's the red flag case to me. We got to find the details, man. We got to find the details, man. Get off of here. We is not subscribing, guys. All right, so look, let's read a little bit of this. What does the new lawsuit against Deshawn Watson say? So this is going in a little bit more detail than what we came across last night, right? So after inviting him in, her lawsuits said, let me blow this up so I can. Hold on. Her lawsuit said that she went in the bathroom, let me close these ads, to finish putting on makeup. Then when she came out of the bathroom, her lawsuit said that she found Watson naked on her bed, lying face down on his stomach, right? While Jane Doe stood there in shock, Watson turned his head and aggressively insisted that she massaged him, gesturing to his buttocks, states the new lawsuit obtained by USA Sports Today. Saying she was terrified because she was in her apartment with a much larger man. She says she tried to appease him by rubbing his back. The lawsuit states Watson then turned over, revealing his erection, then this time demanding she massage him from his knees to his groin. Confused and scared, she reiterated to Watson that she wasn't a masseuse, the lawsuit stated. Watson asked her what she wanted to do instead. Before Jane Doe can answer, Watson grabbed Jane Doe's leg and positioned her so that she was laying down. Watson then partially disrobed Jane Doe and penetrated her vagina without consent, implicit or explicit. Jane Doe felt paralyzed, unsure if she should risk her safety by trying to stop Watson or endure the assault. It's not clear if the woman contacted police, but her lawsuit states why she was hesitant to do so. It also explains why the lawsuit is being filed now. There's a 5-year statute of limitations on her claim. Her lawsuit states she was in shock from the encounter, knew who Watson was, and was worried if she reported the incident, she would be subjected to personal attacks and humiliation. After other women came forward with public lawsuits in March 2021, her suit states she was encouraged, but then saw how they were treated by Watson's defense team and the public. And worse, criminal authorities refused to hold Watson accountable for his reprehensible conduct. Her suit states Jane Doe waited. When she finally garnered the courage to come forward, she first attempted to resolve these issues with Watson without filing a public lawsuit. Those efforts failed. Watson, 28, was never arrested or charged with a crime for these cases. Hardin previously said Watson sometimes had consensual sexual encounters during massage sessions, but denied wrongdoing. The NFL did its own investigation and ultimately it suspended him 11 games in 2022. It's not clear if this new lawsuit could lead to any new discipline since the alleged incident happened before his suspension. See, like, this is not right, man. This is not right, man. I don't understand how you can do this to a person and then you're able to play football. Or if you're able to like say this about a person and then some, like, to me, like, let's just read this. Of the 27 lawsuits, 25 describe incidents that took place in 2020. When Watson was playing for the Houston Texans. The other 2 describe incidents that took place in early 2021. So every single massage that he did where they saying there was some type of sexual misconduct, 25 of those took place in 1 year. This man was on a rampage. If this is true, this man was on a rampage. The league noted it is not looking at putting Watson on the commissioner's exempt list because there are no formal charges and the league's review has just begun. Of the 26 cases, only 2 formally accused Watson of sexual assault. The other describes form of sexual misconduct such as forced touching. Like, this is what I'm saying, man. How were you able to? I don't understand how, like, this lady said she was sexually penetrated, man. And, like, I don't understand what we're talking about here. Right here, it says confused and scared. She reiterated to Watson that she wasn't a masseuse. The lawsuit stated Watson asked her what she wanted to do instead. Now, last night, we read up on the same story. Remember, Tony Busby is the lawyer for every single woman that's coming forward against this guy, right? So Tony Busby's is going to be making a bunch of statements and making a bunch of different press releases dealing with this case. Like, I think that's how they put the pressure to be able to settle out of court. It's like this guy probably has some connections with a lot of publications to be able to get stories out. Like, Tony Busby is connected to the Diddy case, right? So, like, when you look up Tony Busby, let's look that up real quick. In Diddy case, he representing more than 100 people in separate lawsuits against the rapper and record executive Sean Diddy Combs. So this dude going after the people who gonna have some money, and this dude gonna get you to try to settle out of court. It sounds like, you know what I mean? But in the one press release that we read yesterday, it said like he won a jury trial. You know what I mean? So, like, this is the case, guys, that I told y'all there is no gray area, man. Like we just read, 25 of the 27 cases filed against Deshaun Watson were sexual misconduct claims. Like he pulling his Johnson out and just doing inappropriate stuff. That's what it's saying. But this one right here is going in details on something that is just like, what are we doing? You know, it says the Watson asked her what she wanted to do instead. Before Jane Doe could answer, Watson grabbed Jane Doe's leg and positioned her so that she was laying down. So, like, this man grabbed her, held her down in a sense, and then partially disrobed her and penetrated her. Come on, what are we talking about? Like, what do we mean it's not sure if she contacted the police, man? Like, this is such a, if a man is taking advantage of a person and he sexually assaults her, like, this is what it's saying. It says that he disrobed her and penetrated her. Listen, man, this is different from all of the other accusations out there on this guy. Like, I don't understand how a person can get away with that if this is true. This case is really confusing to me because this is the case that takes Deshawn Watson over the edge when it comes down to being a monster, nigga. Like, if you did this, how is this guy able to still be able to suit up for any football team, for any NFL team? The massage therapist, the masseuse sessions, those are iffy for real because the grand jury said they didn't find enough evidence to charge him with a crime, right? So that means if they were not able to charge him with a crime, that they didn't feel like it was nothing there. But this lady is literally saying that he penetrated her, dog. And my thing is, man, I think this has to be looked into, man. This got to be looked into, man. Like, how can you sit here and turn over, reveal your erection, and then demand that she massage him? And then, so it just seems like this nigga, bro, like, if these things are true on Deshawn Watson, this man has to be canceled and stopped immediately, dog. Like, I don't understand it, man. I don't understand the world we live in where a person can say these things about a person. Like, somebody has to be held accountable for these things. Either the Deshawn Watson has to be held accountable, or the woman who's coming forth making these claims has to be held accountable. Now, I don't understand how this is just settled and not I don't understand how you can hear of a woman being assaulted and penetrated forcibly and the police not step in. Like, what are we talking about? I don't understand that, man. And then it seems like I don't understand what this statement means, that she tried to handle it out of court. I don't understand that part. Or she tried to handle it with him. Like, what was that part again? So what did it say? It says, she said right here, when she finally garnered the courage to come forward, she first attempted to resolve these issues with Watson without the filing of a public lawsuit. I don't understand this way of thinking, man. I don't get this. If you're saying that a man had you scared, forced you to touch him, and then literally laid you down and then forced himself not on you, but in you, that's crazy work. That is crazy. why is your first attempt when you came with the courage to come forward, why was your first attempt? It says she first attempted to resolve these issues with Watson. How, dog? Please answer me that. How do you resolve the issue with a person who sexually assaulted you? Make that make sense. You committed a crime against me. Like, I try to put myself in a woman's shoes when I look at these type of stories, because think about it, man. If a woman is in a room with a man and she's like, drinking, right, or under the influence of anything, then there's so much like iffy things that can happen. And if she maybe consents but didn't know what she's consenting to because she's drunk or something like that, then you get this gray area. You get, we're both under the influence, we're both making irrational decisions, and then you have, like I said, that gray area to be able to say, like, yo, she gave consent, but she didn't give consent. Like, in a lot of those situations, that gray area becomes nervous for women because they're just trying to get their story out in a sense of like holding a person accountable, and a lot of women who have come forward in like the Me Too movement, who were taken advantage of and drugged or forcibly intoxicated, they a lot of them did not consent to these actions, and you come forward with these claims, and you're just hoping that somebody's gonna believe you for real. Like, if a person just took advantage of you and like assaulted you, I think you would want to come forward and be like, yeah, man, like, this person did me wrong. And like, maybe you don't have the proof in some of them situations. Like, what proof can a woman bring forward for real? Like, if you think about it, like, if a woman is intoxicated and then wakes up and like her underwear is off or something, or her dress is lifted up, and she's like, yo, what in the world? What happened? I didn't go to sleep like this. You know what I mean? Like, what happened? And then she starts to think like, yo, what took place? And then if she finds out she was taken advantage of, kind of like, what proof does she have? It's always a difficult thing for a woman to come forward with these claims, because it's hard to defend yourself when you don't have that proof, right? But I'm a firm believer your voice should still be heard. You should still come forward. We got to hold these men accountable, man. We ain't letting nobody off the hook in 2024. Cat Williams said that all lies will be exposed this year. Fuck it. We not doing that, man. I want everybody to be exposed if you did some crazy stuff out here, man. You got to be exposed, man. But in some of these cases, like in some of these instances, I'm wondering what I would do as a woman. Like, of course, like, I'm a man, like I don't know how to think exactly how a woman would think, but I'm just looking at it like from a real honest perspective. Like, me, if I were a woman, or if I was a person who was taken advantage of, right? I think the first place I would go to resolve the matter is with the police. Like, I don't, or with my brothers or something. Like, I don't understand how, like, this woman who says that when she garnered the courage to come forward, she tried to resolve the issues with Deshawn Watson. How, I don't understand what you mean by that, by other than stating that I called him to. What did you call him to do? What did you contact him to say? Like, that you have to pay me some money? or I'm going to come forward. Like, I don't understand what you're going to, what are you saying? She didn't want to file a public lawsuit. Why are you not going to the police? I don't understand. Y'all are coming forward in lawsuits. She said she was worried if she reported the incident that she would be subjected to personal attacks and humiliation. How? Like, I don't understand. Like, I understand. I don't know a lot of Deshaun Watson fans. Like I said, I'm not really a fan of this dude. I don't really know this nigga like that. I don't know what college he went to. All I know is that he was a pretty decent black quarterback. That's all I really know. Like, before this situation, the only thing that I knew of Deshaun Watson was that he was a pretty good quarterback for the Houston Texans. Now, that's all I knew. Now, I don't know a lot of things about a lot of these, quarterbacks, man. Like, I'm not really a super duper fan. First of all, I'll be honest with you. I'm not really a fan of black quarterbacks like that in general. They don't really win nothing. I'll be honest. Like, you had Patrick Mahomes, who half black. Let's just be honest. Like, he half black. And then you got Russell Wilson. I think he might be like Hawaiian or some shit. Like, he got like curly, like, I don't know. Like, I'm not sitting here defending nobody. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't really know nothing like that about Deshaun Watson. I don't know nothing about his college career. I did not watch this dude. Maybe I watched him and didn't know I was watching him. I don't know, but like I'm not really a super duper fan of this nigga. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just looking at the story, trying to find the facts. Cause like, people be hitting me up like, yo, what you think about this? And before I give my opinion, I want to know some facts about it. And like, I just don't understand like how a lot of these women that are taken advantage of by men, why is the first place that we're going is after the money? I don't get that. Like, I see if a dude robbed you out of some money. Like, I see if a man like stole from you or broke something of yours that was valuable, then you want to go after the money. Like, it's like, yo, bro, you damaged my car. Like, or it was a situation where it seems fitting to go after a person's pocket. Like if a rich person defames you, you might be smart to take them in civil court because it's like, yo, you rich and you out here spreading lies on me. I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna take your money. I'm gonna take some money from you so you learn your lesson. But like, I'm just not understanding the fact of like why these women are not going straight to the police. You said the man took your clothes off and penetrated you. That is crazy. And you first attempted to resolve these issues with Watson without filing a public lawsuit. What? So you went to a lawyer's office instead of the police? We gotta make it make sense, man. Like, I don't understand this. Man. Like, I just don't get it. I don't even understand why that's not a conversation in the attorney's office. Like, if a person came to me and I'm an attorney and you said, this man who plays football, he sexually assaulted me. Not like talk bad about you. Not like, like we talking about assault. Like, so the man assaulted you. Why are we not going to the police station and filing reports on this person for the crime that they committed? are we not scared that he's going to do these things again? I don't get that way of thinking, and I'm trying to understand when it comes down to a lot of these lawsuits. I'm just trying to understand the facts. Like I told y'all on this channel, we talk about the facts. I give my opinion, of course, but I'm going to give my opinion based off the facts. That's a fact. That's what I'm going to do, and like, I don't want to cast judgment on people. But I just don't understand that logic of not going to the police after someone committed a crime. Like, would you do that if the person was broke? If you got sexually assaulted by a person who was flat broke with $15 in their pocket, would you try to handle it with a lawsuit? I just don't get that way of thinking. And I'm trying to understand it because how else is the person going to be held accountable for these things, man? And like it says in this story, they reached a settlement, right? And then what it said, let me scroll down. Breakdown news. All but 3 others have been resolved with undisclosed settlements. So, like, it seems like these situations are being resolved out of court. But it's like, how is this person getting away with this activity? You're literally saying, like, okay, if you're rich and you got money, you can literally just commit crimes and just pay off people. And I'm not understanding of this thing, man. Like, I'm not understanding why these things are happening in the order that they're happening, right? So, like, for instance, when you go, let me warm my coffee up real quick. When you go into the old O.J. Simpson trial, right? The trial where he was convicted, where he was not convicted, actually. He was found not guilty of committing how do you say this on YouTube? For the ending of 2 lives, right? And the way it went was he was charged with the crime. He went to court to defend himself with a dream team. They got him off on the criminal trial, right? And then the families turned around. Let me get my coffee. And then the families turned around and sued him in civil court. And they actually won the case in civil court. So that means he lost the criminal case, but he was at least charged for the crimes in criminal court. He was charged with them, though. And like, he had to defend himself. And, a lot of people say he did it. A lot of people say he didn't do it. Me personally, I'm not going to. Actually, OJ is not even here no more. So I'm not even going to go into that, man. I'm just going to say, great job, Johnny Cochran. You know what I mean? They did a fantastic job. Yeah, we just gonna leave that there. I ain't gonna tap into that, man. Rest in peace, OJ. I'm gonna leave that alone. All right, look. But all I'm saying is he went to criminal He went to the criminal case first. That's the important part for you to understand. He went to the criminal case first. He had to defend himself in court first. And then he had the opportunity of defending himself in civil court. And that's what I'm saying, man. We have to understand that these allegations made by women that's coming forward, I want to believe you. I want to stand, like I always say, I want to stand with what's right. I want to stand with what's right. I don't like to stand with people just based off of your color, your ethnicity, your background, your neighborhood, where you're from, what team you like, who you're a fan of. That doesn't have anything to do with what I'm going to represent or get behind or stand behind. I'm just not doing it. You got to be telling the truth. You got to be telling the truth. And like when it all comes down to it, I'm only going to stand with what's right, man. I want to see people be held accountable for their actions. I seen these Diddy files. I seen these Diddy cases come forward. And I don't care how much I done got jiggy to Diddy's music. Take that. Take that. I don't care. If you did this shit, bro, you got to go to jail for it. Straight up. Take that. Take that. Take that. Take that. Take your ass to jail if you did that shit, dog. We all fought with Diddy back in the day. I grew up off of Puff Daddy. That's a fact. But we gonna stand with what's right, man. You can't be mistreating women and children and grown men. Like this man was doing crazy stuff to grown men from what the lawsuits say. You can't do that. But it does seem like he's being held accountable for his actions on a criminal basis. That's the key. Hold on 1 second. That's the key, guys. You gotta understand, like he being held accountable. He locked up. That mean the feds came in and said, "Nah, man, come with us, man." Yeah, regardless of what the lawsuit's saying, come with us, man. Yeah, we looking into this. Regardless if you win the cases or not, we doing this investigation. We got complaints against you. We want to find the truth. And I like that I like that movement. I like that vibe in our country. Yeah. If you've done anything to people, man, you deserve to be exposed, dog. Expose these niggas. Straight up. But we got to go the right way. We got to go in the right direction, guys. Like, we got to do things that make sense, man. If you shoot at me, the first thing that I'm in my mind, I'm not thinking to sue you. Like I don't understand that way of thinking. I understand if there was something that was not done to me, like if I was physically hurt in a way, or like you stole something from me, or you ripped me off in a business deal, or you won't give me something that I deserve or I worked hard for, then suing a person seems logical. Maybe I didn't, maybe this situation didn't result in any physical damage, but you financially hurt me, or maybe mentally did some things, right? And if you want to sue a person for those things, that sounds like it makes sense. But if you physically take advantage of someone sexually, I do not understand why these people are not going to the police. I just want that to make sense in my mind. We tried to break it down yesterday. We're breaking it down today. And I'm just trying to find out what's going on in this matter. You know what I mean? Like I said, seems like he's settling these lawsuits outside of the courtroom. Like I mentioned yesterday on the stream, if he is guilty of these things, then this man got to do jail time. There is no gray area when it comes down to this. There is no gray area. The last lawsuit takes it over the top. We have to get to the bottom of this. There's no way that this man can continue to play football if he did what was alleged in this lawsuit. This is the one that matters. Everything else matters too. I care about those women. Don't get me wrong. I care about those women. I want women to be safe and protected worldwide. But in this case, they saying that he R-worded her, man. He R-worded her, man. That's what y'all saying in these things, man. How can a man still play in an NFL uniform? Like I said, man, we got to get to the bottom of these things, man. And you telling me, are you comfortable with this person sexually assaulting you and cutting you a check for it? And you still got to see him on TV? I know if somebody did something wrong to me and physically hurt me and I sued them, it would make me feel so uncomfortable to still have to see this person on TV after they took advantage of me. The money doesn't seem like it would be enough. You assaulted me and you took something from me. And you committed a crime. It seems to me like the only thing that would justify or the only thing that would be true justice is, yeah, maybe you do have to pay me monetarily wise. But I think any man that assaults a woman in any kind of way, sexually, violently, whatever, I think that man has to be held accountable for those actions in a criminal standpoint, in a criminal case, as well as a civil case. But you got to handle it criminally first. Like, this doesn't make sense, you know? And so it does seem like he settled this lawsuit. Like we said, you know, settling a lawsuit doesn't mean that you're absolutely guilty of anything. It just means you want to get this thing out of your hair and you don't want to have to go through further embarrassment. You know, the Houston Texans did that in this situation. Deshaun Watson did that in this situation. And it doesn't mean that a person is guilty of anything. It just means that they wanted to dead the issue, right? But this is crazy, man. This is crazy work, you know, and it seems like I just don't understand how, and I think she says yeah, man, this, listen, man, we got to get to the bottom of this, man. NFL, listen, man, if this man did these things, he got to be held accountable. If he didn't do it, his name has to be cleared, man. That's just the two facts of the matter, man. If this man did this thing, if he actually sat here and undressed himself and then disrobed a woman and sexually penetrated her, nah, man, we can't just cut the check and just go away. I don't think that's supposed to happen like this, man. I don't think that that's right. I don't think that you can just cut the check and then settle it and then there's nothing else happens after this. In any realm of life, how would that work? That I can commit a crime and then cut a check and now it goes away? I think the NFL has to do a better job at being able to not walk this tightrope when it comes down to their players, man. You got to stand behind them or you got to get rid of them. You can't have this gray area out where now the fans, you know, one of the things where it was really crazy was like Deshaun Watson got hurt a couple of weeks ago in the game And his own fans was like screaming out, "You deserve it. You deserve it." That's crazy. That's crazy work. That's crazy work. Like, how is this man able to play football, but the NFL won't come out and say if they believe he did it or if they believe he didn't do it? And then when it says that there was no criminal charges filed, right here, it says it's not clear if the woman contacted police, but her lawsuit states that she was hesitant to do so. I don't get this, man. Her lawsuit states she was in shock from the encounter and knew who Watson was and was worried if she reported the incident that she would be subject to personal attacks and humiliation. Watson was never arrested or charged with a crime for these cases. How? Man, yo, I think the NFL got to do better at being able to stand with their players or kick their players out the goddamn NFL. That does not make sense, man. If the man wasn't charged with nothing, then y'all got to come out and say, we don't believe he did anything wrong. But y'all suspending the man after there was nothing there. The man was never, it says it right here. Watson, 28, never was arrested or charged with a crime for these cases. Harden previously said Watson sometimes had consensual sexual encounters during the massage sessions, but denied wrongdoing. The NFL did its own investigation and ultimately suspended him 11 games. It's not clear if the new lawsuit could lead to any new discipline since the alleged incident happened before his suspension. So it seems like the NFL suspended this man because of the embarrassment that they face, pretty much, from him having lawsuits. Because it says he was not arrested or charged with anything. The man was never arrested for nothing. So why did y'all suspend him? Make it make sense to me. How could y'all suspend a person because somebody said something, but then somebody said he did a crime, not just he stole something, he did a crime. How can you say the NFL did its own investigation and suspended him for 11 games in 2022? What investigation did y'all do? Because that sounds as though either y'all found something that was there to where y'all should hold him accountable, but it doesn't state that. Y'all don't come, the NFL has never come out to say, hey, we did our own investigation and we determined he did this and this and this, and we believe this happened, so we're suspending him for 11 games. The NFL literally did their investigation, seeing he was never charged or arrested for anything. Why did y'all suspend him? And the reason I ask that question is because if you would suspend him for doing something wrong, what they're claiming he did was against the law. Why would you do an investigation, hold him accountable for those actions, but continue to work with a criminal? Make that make sense to me. Mm-mm. Ladies, I'm gonna give y'all some advice, all right? Because I love the ladies, man. I'm a people person. I'm a lovable person. I don't like hateful people. I don't like racist people. I don't like stupid people, but I love people. All right. And ladies, let me give you some advice, man. If a man does anything to you, whether it is taking advantage of you sexually, if he abuses you, if he puts his hands on you, you have to go to the police, man. I don't care who he is, man. That's the only thing that's going to get this person to stop, because the only thing in my mind that I kind of fall back on in this situation is the fact that this person, this guy, Deshawn Watson, has literally put himself in a position to get away with anything that he does. If he did this, that means he's able to get away with anything that he does, because he knows he can cut the check and they not gonna do nothing. And to me, that's sick behavior if he's actually a person doing these crimes. That is crazy, man. But if he hasn't done any of these crimes, then that man's name got to be cleared. And I think it's about the NFL doing it, because y'all taking advantage of his skills and his athletic ability on the field, and then y'all suspend the man knowing that he didn't get any charges put on him. He didn't get arrested. There is no criminal case. And y'all just suspend the man after y'all own investigation, but y'all let him play. That means like he can sexually assault women. Make it make sense to me, man. Please make it make sense to me. You know what I mean? But look, man, we just digging into the facts on this channel, man. We like digging into the facts. We like knowing what's going on. Like I said, I'm still researching this case. I'm still researching a little another case. There is another case that we're gonna get to on the stream. I might stream tomorrow night, or maybe Monday night. But there's another case dealing with a football player in Jacksonville. That's my hometown too. Shout out to the Jaguars. But it's another case dealing with a Jacksonville Jaguars football player that we're going to tap into tomorrow night. Now, this guy is also being accused of some sexual misconduct, and the women that are being or the women that are accusing him of that are also represented by this attorney, Tony Busby. Okay, so like we got to get into the facts of this thing, man. Like, we're not letting stuff go till we get to the bottom of it. I like y'all help. Y'all been in my DMs. Y'all been letting me know what y'all think, and I like it. We just want to find out the facts. We just want it to make sense. Like I said, man, the NFL and Deshaun Watson has to be held accountable for these things if he did it. If he did these things, he has to be held accountable, and so does the NFL. Y'all let this man sexually assault a person and then let him put back on a football uniform and made him the highest paid football player in the NFL. What does that say about your league if he did these things? But if he didn't do these things, then I think it's the responsibility of Deshaun Watson and the responsibility of the NFL to clear this man's name, dog. Because this last lawsuit is alleging that he is a real deal monster on the loose. In other words, like, you gotta literally say, like, yo, women in Cleveland, stay away from this guy because he is a monster. If he did these things, like I said, it's no gray area when it comes down to these claims, man. We talking about sexual assault. We talking about penetration. We not talking about, oh, this is a happy ending gone wrong. No, we talking about penetration, assault, R-wording. This is not cool. We got to get to the bottom of this, NFL. Y'all can't allow players to be on the field if they are known sexual assaulters, man. That's crazy. Or if you let them on the field, you got to clear their name. You got to clear their name. You got to say, hey, we did our own investigation and we believe that we didn't find any wrongdoings. If not, this is why you have the Cleveland Browns fans when this man got hurt, they screaming out, "You deserve it. You deserve it." Because that's the NFL fault for real. Nobody is coming out to say, hey, he did this shit or he didn't do it. They just suspended him. They didn't disclose the information that they found in the investigation. When the NFL did their own investigation, they literally just said, hey, we just gonna find it to suspend him. For what though? You got to come out and say what you suspended him for. You can't just say, oh, he broke the personal conduct policy, but then turn around and there was no cases, no arrests for Deshaun Watson. What are you suspending him for? Because he caught a lawsuit? No, you got to come out and say we did our investigation and we didn't find no wrongdoing. We didn't find that he did anything, so we're gonna allow him to keep playing. You can't suspend a RAPISTS or RAPIST. You can't suspend that guy. You gotta fire that guy. That's what you gotta do. You gotta fire him. If not, you sending mixed signals out here. The NFL is not being straightforward in this Deshaun Watson case. Again, they fumbling the process again. They won't come out and either say he did this shit or they won't come out and say he's completely innocent of any wrongdoing per our investigation. That's what they're supposed to do. Because if you do that, then now the fans feel comfortable watching him on the field. But when you read these documents and you go through the case files and you go through what the attorneys are saying that's alleged in the lawsuits, and then you suspend them, and nobody's found that he actually did anything wrong, then you look crazy. Because the reputation around this man is that this man is a serial like misconductor in these massage rooms. Like he can't control himself. And now he's assaulted a woman 4 years ago. And y'all gonna sit here and tell me that the NFL shouldn't have to like co-sign or fire this nigga? It's no gray area, man. Like I said, man, we just trying to get to the bottom of it on this channel. I definitely listen. I promise y'all, I am so interested in what y'all think. Listen, I want to know what the people think because, like I said, I only want to go with what's right. I do not defend black men just because they black. I do not defend black people just because they black. I defend what's right. I defend what's the right thing to do. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Deshaun Watson. I don't really know this dude like that. I don't know anything about him before this, but the fact that he was a pretty decent quarterback. And I remember when I used to watch Skip and Shannon on Undisputed back when he was with the Texans, they would always say Deshaun Watson was a top 5 quarterback. And like, I never really watched his games. I used to watch the highlights and stuff, but that's all I knew about this dude. So I'm not defending Deshaun Watson. I'm really not. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this case and figure out how can the league continue to allow a person to play in the NFL after being accused of such heinous crimes. Not heinous activity in the club. We talking about crimes. Got to make it make sense, man. Got to make it make sense. But look, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. I appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. Like I said, I'm very interested in knowing and wanting to know what you guys think about this. It's a very, very interesting story. And I've just been following along with it. I think now that a lot of the facts have come out and things have kind of like the dust has settled, I want to get into these facts, man. So, look, glad y'all tuned in with me tonight. I'm glad everybody who came through the channel and tapped in. We just want to know what's going on out here. You know what I mean? So again, the Foreign Alumni Podcast will be back up and running later on this month. We just doing some revamping when it comes down to the logos and the setup. So we just want to make it more professional, more of an exciting environment to be able to do more in-person podcasts. Like I said, check out my music as well on Spotify and Apple Music. I got new music coming up. Got some new videos I'm gonna be shooting as well. Got some new trailers I'm gonna be dropping. So y'all check into that. Also, if you guys need any credit help or getting approved for any type of lines of credit or home mortgages or any type of car loans, I am here in my office called Complete and Total Care. I run the stream after hours here. But as you see what that shirt says right here, Credit Hero, that's who I am. I help people with their credit, increasing their credit scores and things of that nature. So have an office in Atlanta. If you guys need any help with that, you can go to the website rebuildmyscores.com. On that website, you can be able to sign up for my programs and enroll in any program for free. It's free to get started. It's just a monthly fee. So it's very affordable for people. So if you need help on that end, let me know. Like I said, that's rebuildmyscores.com. Other than that, we're going to be tapping back in tomorrow night or either Monday night. I'm going to let y'all know I put out the word. But yeah, man, I'm interested in knowing what y'all think, man. I want to know what y'all think about this case, man. Does this sound fishy to you guys? Does this sound like Deshawn Watson should be allowed to play in the NFL? Does this sound like he should be cleared? Like, what do y'all think, man? I'm really interested in wanting to know. So, but again, I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me tonight. We went an hour and 45 minutes strong. We just trying to stream as much as we can, guys. All right. So look, again, this is your boy Ronnie Reacts.